Hey friends, it's Jay Lobos, and I wanted to talk today about what happens when an account gets validated, when you're sending off disputes over to the bureaus or to the creditors, and the information keeps coming back as verified. Obviously, that could be very frustrating, very stubborn, and I wanted to go ahead and give you guys some information, some tips, so that this way you could equip yourself and hopefully get the results that you're looking for. By the way, for you guys checking out the channel for the first time, this is Husa. I'm the president and CEO of Buildworth Strategies. And let's go ahead, for you guys out there checking out the channel for the first time, like, comment, and subscribe. So let's go ahead and dive into the topic. So what happens when an account gets validated or updated or verified? Because that could obviously be very frustrating. And the first thing you guys have to understand, or at least the way that I see credit, is basically black and white. And my job is to bring as much clarity as possible. Guys, understand that under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, everything must be verifiable, accurate, and complete. And if it's not, the information will be deleted or corrected. So obviously the rule was created for one specific reason, that if you, customer, consumer, client, individual, finds some sort of discrepancy within the information on your credit report, then you could literally use the rules, in this particular case, the 609, the 610, the 611, there's different sectors within the FICO, within the Fair Credit Reporting Act, that you could leverage. In this particular case, if you find a mistake, you could remove the information because there's obviously a discrepancy. And that's really what the rule was made for. In reality too, obviously, being in this industry, given the fact that a lot of people are under the notion that we're going to go ahead and send some sort of dispute over to the bureaus and we're going to expect some sort of result. And what happens is that if we're not aware of as to how that process actually works, then we're never going to get the results we're looking for. So specifics here. When we're disputing with the bureaus, we're going to be looking for specific things, such as knowing how the system that's going to go ahead and obtain, in this particular case, the letter that you're going to go ahead and send, either if it was done electronically or it was done manually written. My suggestion for you guys out there, do it manually written, because again, what you're looking to do is that you want to provide as much information as possible. If this is your second, third, or fourth rounds of disputes, maybe you're disputing with the creditors, which I highly suggest, and then you're using the correspondence that they're sending you, or you might have past correspondence from the bureaus that might give you inside information. So obviously you have to try to find discrepancies within your credit report. Challenge the accuracy of the information by questioning it. In a sense, it's not to say that the information is yours or not, but what we're really looking for is to look for discrepancies. How do you find discrepancies? By asking the questions. Using the Fair Credit Reporting Act to your advantage, which is basically the rule that says that I can't question everything on my credit report. But given the fact when you go ahead and send over disputes over to the bureaus, make sure, depending on what you're including in that dispute, include the dispute information with regards to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, that section, the 609 aspect of it, which gives you that leverage. Besides the fact too, if you have any kind of tangible proof that the information that you're challenging, it is inaccurate, attach that as well. When you're also disputing over with the bureaus, it wouldn't hurt to also send out an additional dispute over to the creditors. And the reason for this whole concept is basically trying to use the rule. And the rule says multiple things. First off, knowing how the eOscar, which is basically a big mega machine, it's a software, right? That's going to read information that you're sending over. If the information that you're sending over, in this particular case, depending on the strategy, maybe you're doing a manually written letter, the system's not going to be able to read the algorithm of that information, possibly spitting the letter out and having to manually underwrite, or in this particular case, manually read the information that you're sending over, which could, in this particular case, could cause for a removal. Also, when you're sending over a dispute letter to the creditors, the concept behind that is because there's statute of limitations when it comes to time. And if you go ahead and send over a dispute over to the bureaus and simultaneously you send over to the creditors, then possibly you're going to run the clock out, and by law they only have 30 business days to respond. Guys, this is a very short clip, a very short video. Don't get frustrated. Every single dispute has to be different. Don't give up. Just because they're validating the information doesn't mean that that's the end of the world. You could continue to dispute. Instead of doing it electronically, always go back to written, because that's obviously one of the best ways. For more information, for more questions, just feel free to let us know. Thank you so much for watching this video, and good luck on your disputes.